Yo, 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 what is up? Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to my channel. This is Uncle Joe Toy Reviews, and if you're new to my channel, you can hit like, subscribe button and notification bell as well for the latest update of my video. So today is Monday, and let's try to review a new action figure. And for today's review, we have here the vintage collection Djarin, the Mandalorian, and Grogu. So what are we waiting for, guys? Let's try to unbox this. So here it is, guys, the Mandalorian with the Beskar armor out of the packaging. So first, let's try to review his accessories. Let's start with his blaster pistol. So here it is. As you can see, the detail of this blaster, it is much more better, and the paint application of this pistol is much more shinier than the older version. So let's see the old version of this pistol. As you can see the paint differences. You can see the old and the newer version of this. So let's move on to his next accessories. So we have here his sniper rifle. As you can see in the season 1 of the Mandalorian, he always used this as his primary weapon. And look at the paint application of this figure, of this accessory figure. It is much more glossy, and it is more radiant paint application. And here it is, the old version of his sniper rifle. Doesn't focus. So as you can see, guys, the difference between the two. The new version is much more glossy, and the old version is much more rusty. So let's move on to his next accessory. So take a look for the next accessory, which is his Beskar plate. So his armor is made of this metal plate. So as you can see, the logo of the Imperial doesn't focus. So here it is, the Beskar plate, and try not to lose this accessory, so it will be lost forever. So let's try to keep it safe and clean. And the next accessory is his canister. So you can put this inside of this canister, so you cannot lose this tiny little thing. And as you can see, it has opening here. And the good thing about this figure, it has a detailed outlook of this canister. So you can open this side opening here. Doesn't come off. Yeah, that's good. So it has an opening here, so you can put this Beskar plate. Oops. This Beskar plate here inside of this canister. So be careful not to lose this. Alright, so here it is. Oh, it doesn't fit. What's the matter with this? Alright. So it fits very well, and it is safe to be inside of this canister. So you cannot lose the Beskar plate, and you'll be having this incomplete version of your figure. So let's try to look with his next accessory, which is his backpack. I mean his jetpack. So here it is, the chrome paint application here. It has a very detailed look of this jetpack. So it has a peg here, so you can put this in the back of Mando. So let's try to figure out later. So for the next accessory, we have his Djarin, or Pedro Pascal's head sculpt. So as you can see, the detail of this Pedro Pascal head sculpt, it is much more accurate, and I love the technology that Hasbro did for this action figure. It has a realistic vibe of the figure, so it is bonus points for Hasbro again. So for the side figure of this Mandalorian Beskar armor, it has the child. It has the child, and they named it Grogu, so we can call it Grogu. So you can see the detailed and paint application of this figure. It is awesome to see. It is very screen accurate, and the size, of course, it is size accurate for this action figure. So let's try to review his articulation. So the articulation of the child, or Grogu, it has a ball jointed head, so you can rotate it 360, and you can semi up and down this head. And as well as his arms, it has a ball jointed arm here, so you can see the peg hole and his ball peg here. You can rotate it also 360, so it has articulation here. I don't think that his wrist is articulated too, but let us find out if we can move this, or we can rotate this wrist. I think it doesn't, or it doesn't have a articulation. So for his feet, I think it doesn't have any articulation here. It is stuck, and the only thing that I saw is the Black Series that has a articulated feet. So let's try to compare this Grogu for this action figure. The past Black Series, you can see it is much more smaller here because it is 3.75 scale, and here is the 6-inch scale Grogu. Alright, here it is, the Mandalorian himself, Djarin, with the Beskar armor. And let's take a look of the detail of this action figure. Man, it exceeds my expectations. So Hasbro did a great job for this action figure. So here it is, you can see the paint app here. You can see the chrome and the paint chip, or the battle damage type of weathered here. So it sends me a realistic vibe of the figure, and it seems to be screen accurate. So Hasbro did a great job for this action figure. So what is the feature about this figure? So it has a rubbery type of cape here, so you can see the detailed. It has a folded type of cape here. And for the articulation of this action figure, let's start with his head. So his head, it has a ball jointed head here, so you can rotate it perfectly because of the peg here. So let's try to pop it off so we can see the articulation here. So it has a ball peg here. I think it is a barbell type of peg here because it can move perfectly here. You can round it. So let's try to test it again. So you can swivel it side to side and rotate it 360, up and down, and rotate it perfectly. And let's move on to his arm. It has a swivel hinge articulation. as well as his right arm and his elbow. It has a swivel hinge elbow here. You can swivel, and it has a hinge here, as well as his wrist. It has a swivel hinge wrist here. As you can see, the articulation. So for the torso of this Mandalorian, it has a ball jointed torso here in upper part. I think the waist, it has a articulated motion here. Oh well, it is, well, sad to say it doesn't have a articulation. So it has a upper torso articulation. And next, for his thigh part of the figure, has a swivel here, and in the inner part of the legs or the thigh part, it has a swivel hinge articulation. And next, his knee, it has a ball hinge knee, I guess. It doesn't have any swivel articulation here in his knee. And for the feet, it has a swivel hinge. You can rotate it 360, as well as his knee. And next, alright, let's try to put the accessory here in the back of Mando. As you can see, it has a peg here for this jetpack. So let's try to put this in. So let's try to press it. So it is very tight, so it will not fall off for this Mando. So guys, as you notice, it pissed me off because of this rubbery type of cape here. I guess Hasbro must provide a cloth cape for this Mandalorian figure. So next, let's try to pop it off his helmet. So let's change the helmet within the Pedro Pascal's head sculpt. So let's try to fit in. As you can see, it came very good. So as you can see, the detail and looks of Djarin without his helmet. As you can see, he can hold his helmet. So it seems to be take off his helmet. Take a look at the articulation here. It has ball jointed here, so you can rotate it 360 and up and down. So Hasbro did a great job for this head sculpt too, because it really fits well for this action figure. So I think the past figure of this Mandalorian, it has the same specification, because it has a feature here that you can put this sniper rifle here, and as well as the past figure, it does have a specs here that you can put this sniper rifle. As you can see, let's try to compare this. This is the version 1, or the first appearance of Mandalorian, and here it is, the Beskar armor plated Mandalorian. So you can see the height difference. It doesn't have any differences, because the same height and specification of this figure comes with his cape. My cape here is improvised, so I am not a fan of this rubbery type of thing. I guess I would change this, and I will provide a cloth cape here. So let's try to see if Grogu is fit well to hold to hold by Mando. So here it is, Grogu. As you can see, guys, he can cuddle it perfectly. He can handle it in a nice way, so it doesn't have any problem. So that is all, folks, guys. This is the end of my review, and may the force be with you guys, and this is the way.